here, I have group work here for you. This is a very nice activity. You get all 5 different notes, 200, 150, 20, and 10. You divide your class in 5 groups. You send them outside that they sit in the sun because that they can look at these notes. And then you give each group just 5 minutes to look at one specific note, and you circulate the notes then after 5 minutes between the different groups, until all 5 groups had all 5 notes. Now what they must do during that 5 minutes that they have that note, they must look for as many characteristics of that note as they can see. So they must, for example, look for this the watermark in it, or they must look for the braille that is indicated on the note. And then they must write down this list of characteristics. At the end, you can compare the answers and look at which group have the most characteristics for each note and what they are, and just share it with the rest of the group. Okay, for the last part, we have the Namibian Stock Exchange, or a stock exchange in general, but we will look at our stock exchange, the NXE, Namibian Stock Exchange, and at its functions. The Namibian Stock Exchange, or any stock exchange, borrow on long term to the government through issuing treasury bills and government bonds. And they also, it is not a loan for public companies, because if I buy a share of a public company, they never need to pay me back for that share. I can't go to them and give them their share back and say, I want my money. So that is not actually, but it provides them with capital that they can expand. Okay, then you will also see that it is another way of saving and investing for people that have money that they want to save. Now they don't have only one option, and that is the commercial banks. They also have other options, saving it by buying shares. Another function is that it gives you value to your saving or to this asset of yours, financial asset. Because every day you can go to the newspaper or on the internet and you can say what your shares is worth. So if I look, say for example, at my Bank Windhoek shares on the internet, I can see they was, the shares was worth $12.50, it's now $13.32. So I can daily tell you what the value is of my shares. And then the stock exchange also provides a safeguard for investors. That means if the companies that are listed on the stock exchange is public limited companies, and public limited companies must go through lots of rules and regulations where it comes to, before they can register as public limited company. They must issue financial statements in newspapers or to the public. Their financial statements must be audited. So there are lots of regulations for public limited companies, and that causes that investing by buying in shares from a public limited company is a more secure way of saving money. Then price movements of shares indicate what happened in the public limited company, and it is also an indication what happened in the industry and in the economy of a country. So if you look at a public limited company, for example, a fishing company, you will see that these companies' values will at the moment withdraw because there are lots of economic issues around these companies. So in a case like that, the whole fishing industry is affected by it, and all fishing public limited companies, their share values will decrease. The last point of the functions of the stock exchange is that it is of crucial importance, a stock exchange, to help a government to finance their national debts. Because if they have a shortage of money, they can always sell treasurables and securities on a stock exchange. Okay, the next part is for you important. Why share prices change? Now, firstly, we have, say, if a company's profits increase, then more people want their shares because they will earn more dividends. If there's changes in interest rates and the interest rates drop, I will say, let me rather buy shares. And then you demand shares, and you know a share, the price of a share is also influenced by demand and supply. So then I demand shares and the share prices will change. Then if there's interference in the supply of a good or a service, so for example, you can't get the product anymore, or there's one or other health reason for producing this or using this product, then the demand for that product will drop, and so the demand for that company's shares, because you know then that it will affect their profits. Now, rumors of what's happening in that company. Did you hear this company like Namibian breweries is expanding? They are buying up all the milk farms, say for example that. If you hear a rumor like that, you will know that they will expand, and you will know that it can bring even higher profits for them. So in a case like this, I will say, oh, I have Namibian breweries shares, I will buy more that I can share in this higher profits. Okay, and then lastly, government policies like changes in taxes on dividends may influence you to buy a share or not. It's very important that you know, you will see there's a note on the PowerPoint, that you know that the share of the profit I get is called dividends. And the amount of dividends depend on the value and the amount of shares that I have. So that is important. And then you will see that I have gave you research work. You can use your textbook and the internet to answer the difference between a bull market and a bear market on a stock exchange. You can look at the difference of what a preference share and an ordinary share is. And then lastly, what is speculation? Speculation you can speculate not only by buying shares and at a low price and wait until the price is much higher and then sell it. And the main purpose why you do this is to maximize profits. But speculation can also happen in a farming situation. You can buy cattle at a low price and sell it at a much higher price. You get speculation not only when it comes to buying and selling of shares. Then this research questions continue. You can use your textbook to discover what a nominal price is of a share. This is normally the price at which it was issued. What is the market price? What is dividends and what is yields? You can get all of that, then discuss it. The questions that is given in this slide and in the previous slide can be used also in tests and exams.